Item number 1 on the agenda is the adoption and deletion of additions, deletions, or an adoption of the agenda. Is there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Ain't none.
None. Is there a motion to accept the
I'll make a
agenda as
motion.
published? Motion. Is there a second? All in favor by show of hands? Opposed likewise, it is unanimous. Approval of the April 19, 2021 minutes, which I believe we didn't do.
They were attached.
I'm sorry, they were attached. Thank you. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor by show of hands. It carries unanimously. Discussion of the Central Midlands Hazard Mitigation Plan by Mr. Tommy Long.
I believe that Taylor included that in y'all's packet. It's like a 400 and something page
She
document.
did. I hope you didn't think we read it.
I didn't
right?
print it out. Okay. We have to update this plan every 5 years, and it's due to be updated. It's already been submitted to FEMA for their approval, so we're wanting to move forward with the process of the council approving it. Hopefully, maybe not this week's meeting, but the next council meeting. So I just need y'all's approval to move forward with that.
Is there a motion to approve that entire plan? I did certainly scan it, but as far as sitting there reading page by page,
It's a lot to read.
it is a tremendous amount to read. It looks like a well-put-together document.
We
so thank you.
we went through as a group and did some updating a few things, but overall, it's a good plan.
Great.
It was basically the same that we had, but like you said, just updated.
Yep. So there's a motion that we present this plan to the full council for their approval. Motion by Reverend Scurry, second by Mrs. Airwood. Any discussion? All in favor by show of hands. Opposed likewise. It carries unanimously. The next item is discussion of an ordinance for billing for certain fire and rescue calls. And since he didn't move, he must know it's still him.
It is still me. I do have some backup here with me tonight if y'all have some questions, but what we're wanting to look at is seeing if the council will consider an ordinance to where the fire departments and the rescue squads would be able to bill for certain calls. The hazmat department already does this for hazmat incidents, but we want to look at a way of starting to bill for certain calls for fire and rescue calls. I know our committee met with Chairman Johnson on this about, 2 weeks now, I guess.
Somewhere along through there.
And we discussed some opportunities there, so I guess I will open the floor if you want to bring out any particular questions from that meeting, or.
So conceptually, the idea, just as it was presented to me, is that there are a lot of agencies. In fact, I was in Lawrence County today and spoke with Joey Avery, who is their emergency management director. I'm actually doing some work with them, and they bill, their fire department bills. The state law had to be changed to allow fire department to bill insurance companies. And so this is very conceptual at the very least. And so as I was talking with them, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a way for the county to recoup some of the investment and hopefully could be used back toward maybe capital outlay or some of the areas where we're certainly underfunded, and it would take forever to get caught back up with that. And so I don't know what the rest of the board members would say, but since it is so conceptual and so early, what I would ask, and maybe Tony, you could assist us in this, is maybe we look at some surrounding county ordinances and get an idea of how they're doing this, how they're running it, how the billing is taking place, how the money is being used. Is it being distributed equally between all the fire departments? Is it just the ones that are going out? I think those are some of the questions that would have to be answered as we move through this. But I think as a concept, I would very much support it, and I would yield to my fellow council members.
I would also like our attorney to look into it with
Yes,
us.
absolutely.
See if it's, any legal problems.
Same people in here, look into it and we go forward.
So I think as a concept, we certainly support. I just think we're not far enough along the road
Right.
to send it to full
To
council.
send it to full council.
But I would be willing to take a vote tonight to approve administration and you as the public safety director to move forward and research on this.
Well, that's kind of what we're after. We want to make sure we do it the right way when we do it. And I didn't know if we wanted to tag onto the ordinance that we got for hazmat, or we just want to do a separate ordinance, but we want to make sure fire alarms are included in that as well, because we have a ongoing issue at a certain industry in the county now where we're constantly going out there. So we need a way to try to bring it to their attention. They need to fix their problem. I do have a couple of my other guys here tonight, and I don't know, did y'all want to speak to this at all, either one of you?
I would just say, and I asked for some specific numbers in meeting with him, because I'm a numbers guy, so I like numbers, and what I was told was, I think it was 18 times.
So far this year.
They had been to one place this year for alarms that had been false alarms. And that takes a significant amount of manpower to do that. And again, I asked our counterpart in Lawrence, and they have a similar ordinance for alarms and those kind of things. And they, sometimes they do bill. I know probably where you're, Richland County, I'm sure billed for false alarms and things. So I don't think we don't want to rob the citizens of anything. And I don't want anybody to leave here tonight or at any time in the future thinking that we are going to start just trying to dun people to death for money, but rather it's a way to charge insurance companies and those kind of folks some funds that could really help make a difference in making our rescue squad and our fire departments back up to date.
Because you're paying for that on your insurance.
No
already.
question, no question.
So, Daniel, do you want to?
Yeah, I was just gonna, on the industry, we spoke to Councilman Johnson the other week, and we've got to have some help. Those calls do not reflect what all goes on at these plants. As fire chief, it's hours a week out there with fire alarm issues. I realize we're volunteer, we signed up for it, but we can't dedicate 5 to 10 hours a week at one plant. We've got thousands of citizens to protect and be there for, and we really need some help with this. And just to kind of give you a background, they have a new safety manager there, and I met with him about 2 weeks ago, and he wanted to know where the bill was, because where he just come from, after 3 times, it was $1,200 every time the fire department came. So this isn't something that we're just trying to go after money-wise. It happens everywhere around us. I mean, he was in Lexington. So the people that's dealt with it at other plants and come here, they're expecting it. So we really just need some reinforcement from that aspect where we can start for the nuisance fire alarms really going after these places. And that's going to help us on the fire side too, because if they're getting a bill, they're going to get it up to date. And when you got 3 fire departments and 5 or 6 trucks and 20 guys going out there 2 and 3 times a night, it's gonna get where the people aren't gonna come, and it's gonna be the little boy that cried wolf when they really need help because they're tired of going time and time again for nothing.
Not only do I agree with that, but the other thing is, you said, you volunteer, but the truth is you only have so many hours, and if you spend them all on false calls, if it's a house fire or something else, you're not gonna have the energy or the time to respond to that. So
That's right.
I completely agree with that mindset as well.
And just to reiterate, which both of you said about the billing, we really wanna go towards the compassionate billing, where we just go after the insurance company. I mean, we're not gonna put judgments or anything like that. So, I mean, it's really known all around us. Like you said, Lawrence, Joanna that runs mutual aid with Bush River, they've been doing it, and on the interstate and the wrecks. So it's a way that we can really try to get caught up to date on some things, but we can't replace Tommy's budget with this money. It's got to be in addition to, so that we can get caught up. Because if you just take what we're gonna bill and try to offset his budget, we're still in the same boat. And our equipment and stuff, I mean, we're behind, and this is probably one of the most logical ways that we can get caught up and up to speed.
So would there be a motion from council, from the committee, I'm sorry, not from council, that we authorize our public safety director our county administrator and our county attorney to research these two issues. I think they're different ordinances in my mind, for compassionate billing and for a certain amount of false alarms before we start billing. Would there be a motion to that effect?
I make a motion that we do that.
A motion, second by Reverend Scurry. Any discussion? All in favor, say show of hands. It is unanimous amongst the committee.
Okay, we appreciate your support.
And Daniel, we would offer you our heartfelt prayers and condolences. Having been there
I
myself,
was gonna say, you've been there, so.
I know the pain. And so we pray with you
God bless you.
daily.
Thank you.
There was, excuse me. No one has signed up for public comments unless they did it after I came in, and since I was late, that probably eliminates that. Any comments from council members? Reverend Scurry?
No, no turn.
Mayor Wood?
Just thank you for the ones that came.
Only anything that you would want to tell us tonight?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman, I think I'm good.
Okay. No need for an executive session, so I now move to a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Motion second, all in favor by show of hands. It too is unanimous, and we are adjourned.